Hello everybody, welcome to the Cage Corporation. Today I'm going to be talking about dead and old CCGs and why you should probably start collecting them. So in and amongst my many hobbies is collecting collectible card games. And of course this is stuff like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, etc. But I've recently, by recently I mean within sort of the last year or so, become interested in older card games. Card games are out of print, and that's what a dead CCG is. It's a card game that's no longer supported. And so, if you're interested in collecting old card games, perhaps something from your childhood that doesn't exist anymore, isn't being produced anymore, or whatever have you, then this is kind of my perspective, my guide, if you will, my beginner's guide to collecting old CCGs. Why you should probably bother, and the pros and cons of doing so. So before we sort of get into it, the one thing I would like to dispel is an old CCG or old CCGs doesn't mean old versions of a card game that still exists. So your 1993, 94, 95, 96 Magic the Gathering set, whilst that's really cool that you have that, it doesn't really count as a dead CCG. A dead CCG is no longer supported by the manufacturers. Now, this is a difficult one because for me, my example, my go-to that I'm going to be going to a lot in this particular video is Vampire: The Eternal Struggle, which I love. It's not supported by Wizards of the Coast, and I don't think it's technically supported by White Wolf anymore. But even if it is, it's so old and it's so weird and sort of left field that it often gets bunched in with dead and old CCGs. I think they still release cards in a PDF form for you to print, cut out, and that. But as far as I'm aware, they don't produce cards properly, so it kind of doesn't count, and it's definitely old and hard to find. So that's the definition. So why would you be interested in getting a dead CCG? Well, there's a few reasons for that. One thing, if you're anything like us here at the Cage Corporation, we're not massive fans of playing metagaming. We kind of prefer to just pick up and play and enjoy a card game. And often a lot of the games we play are usually designed with, or at least incorporate, a fashion of meta in mind. Now, there isn't anything inherently wrong with playing meta. I haven't got a problem with people that do that. That's your way of enjoying the game. That's fine. But for us, that's not our way of doing things. And often the way we perceive the game is altered by the kind of meta. And I'm particularly looking at Yu-Gi-Oh!, where I play decks like ABCs and UAs, and those aren't like certainly ABC kind of is, but UA isn't like a hyper strong deck. But with I play 3 Rota, reinforcement in the army, and if you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's fine, this isn't going to be a long segment. So to help the deck along, because we're just playing it casually. But the problem is that my approach to casual is that, and it's very different from my other friends who are playing like Change of Heart and Pot of Greed, and enjoying themselves. Like the decks aren't inherently bad. It's just we've have two completely different interpretations of what's going on. I think also, again, as I say, the predicated sort of knowing what really kind of being able to keep track of what's going on well, and the evolving nature of the hobby means that we're kind of going to have to catch up or fall behind massively, and it's going to feel kind of weird to play. Like, we don't play links, but we should, and it feels kind of strange. So that's that. And there's also the fact that why you bother is it's something different. Like, it's so different. Like, a lot of the older CCGs from like the mid to late 90s were super innovative. You got stuff like Illuminati, Hetacomb. I can't remember if that was 90s or early 2000s, but anyway, you had like the BattleTech CCG, the Dune CCG. There were so many fucking CCGs. Mortal Kombat had a collectible card game, and I think that in itself kind of blows my mind that Mortal Kombat, that fast-paced, hyper-violent arcade game, had a card game. I think it's kind of a sign of the times. I would like to try and find that. It's very difficult to find. Even if I have to print them and print and cut them out and get sleeves and all that jazz, I will play that game to see what it's like. But so that's something like awesome. A lot of the stuff nowadays, like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, to a degree, they all feel kind of the same. There's a mold, isn't there? There's like a formula that there are things that are added to the formula or taken away from the formula, but the formula is kind of the rigid thing. And if you look back at a lot of older CCGs, they are super different. So of course, right now the reasons to play it are: one, if you're into, if you keep up play games where there's a lot of meta influence, like especially Yu-Gi-Oh, you can just enjoy the game as the game because you just buy a set of cards and it doesn't matter. Are they going to release any more? No. And two, they're super innovative. So there are loads of them. There are absolutely loads of CCGs for you to go out and buy. As I say, I've rattled off a list right there, like BattleTech, Dune, Mortal Kombat, Vampire: The Eternal Struggle, Warhammer 40,000, the original one, not the re-released version by Fantasy Flight Games, original Netrunner, as opposed to, again, to the re-released version. But they're both, Android Netrunner's really good. Beyblade. You have Babylon 5, you have Star Wars, you have Star Trek, you've got, I can't even think of how many, there are so many. You've got Illuminati, but good luck trying to find that, that's kind of expensive. You have innumerous amounts of card games covering a variety of different topics, and they're all kind of play slightly differently, and that's really exciting. The fact that you can go out and purchase a game, I think there was one called Warlord, that's cool. There's a one that was endorsed by the History Channel where you took the various leaders from like epic armies of the past and like put Alexander the Great up against like an Egyptian pharaoh or like Ramses II or fuck anybody like Julius Caesar. Stuff like that is super cool. And I think being able to try something different, if you're a fan of like collectible card games in general, or trading card games, obviously, as opposed to like just Magic the Gathering, say, or just Yu-Gi-Oh, or just Pokemon, or just Vanguard, or the like, then you will definitely be intrigued by a lot of the older mechanics and the different ways of playing. And that's really cool. Obviously, the second thing is that once you buy it, that's it. I sort of mentioned this in the pros, but to a degree, it's like once you purchase the set, that's it. Like, you have got enough to play. Like, I have the Warhammer 40,000 collectible card game, the original one from 2001. I have 3 sets of that, so I've got enough for 3 decks. You only need 2 anyway. And because they're both starter decks, it's very concise, it's very easy to pick up, shuffle deck, put it down, and play the game as the game, and enjoy it for a game, as opposed to sort of sat there going, well, my card pool's better than his card pool, so I'm probably going to win, and in fact, I'm blatantly going to win, we all know I'm going to win, sort of affair going on, and that's great. The second thing is, it's kind of like that compulsive collecting thing. Now, I have a lot of video games as well, from like the Atari 2600 all the way up to like the original Xbox. And I enjoy playing a lot of those games. So the collecting aspect is certainly fun. It's the trawling through eBay or poking your head around in charity shops, sort of having a nose if they have like World of Warcraft trading card game collection, say, and you sort of there going, oh yeah, I got World of Warcraft. Oh, wow, yeah, cool, great, yeah. Stuff like that is really fun to see. It's like when you see something pop up on eBay and you're like, oh, I have to have it. And it's something for you to get excited about. And I think the collecting aspect is certainly fun. And as I've said, there's a variety, such a massive variety of trading card games available, that there is something that you will enjoy that is different. And you can take it around to your friends. You can show your friends. You can be like, hey guys, this is a trading card game. And if you're all like really into trading card games, then this is like really cool for you. With that being said, trading card games that are dead are difficult to find in any sort of bulk. And if they are, odds on they're going to be expensive. Now, of course, this is dependent on what you have in the first place, or what you're looking for. Something like Huntix, say, if you played it as a kid and you want to try it again, that's like a $5, and there you go, done, sorted. If you're looking for something like Vampire: The Eternal Struggle, which I'm looking at right now, I got like all Wizards of the Coast cards. In fact, I'll quickly show you. I have all of those cards there, plus those ones there, and I got those for £90, which was a lot of money for what it was. It was quite a commitment. So if you're going to start collecting old card games, or even a card game, you kind of have to know what you're looking for, and you kind of have to have not a huge wallet, but at least enough money that you're going to be able to get a sizable amount of cards, or at least what you want from the game. For example, the Warhammer 40,000 CCG, I've got 3 decks, and they cost me like a £5 each, 5 to 10 quid each. I've spent like 15 quid on getting 3 decks, so that's enough for a bit of variety, at least for now. And if it gets picked up with my friends, I can invest in it more. I know I can find more decks. So the second thing is can you find people to play it with? Because obviously I collect the cards so that we can have a sizable card pool to play it. It's like a pseudo sort of LCG model, you know, like there's a card pool, everyone has access to it, and that's it. It's just for me and my friends. So our way of playing Vampire: The Eternal Struggle will probably be completely different from anyone else's, and that's great. So you have to be able to find people to play with. Again, if that's what you're collecting them for. If you're just collecting them to have nice, cool cards, I never understood that, but sure, if that's your thing, by all means, go ahead. I personally would sort of know that I can plonk any old card game down in front of my friends, in front of the other guys on the channel here, and my girlfriend as well, because she's great, and we can play them, and we can sort of try it out, and it's really good because it means like I don't have to sort of sit there thinking, oh, I really want that, but is there a point to buying it? I can play it, and if we like it enough, we'll keep playing it, and that's great. And even if not, I usually end up bringing most stuff to any like pickups and meets anyway. So it'll end up being, well, I brought Vampire with me, and that's it. So we're playing Vampire, or we're going to sit here not having fun. And, so that's great, and I can do that. So make sure you've got enough people to play the game with that you think are going to be interested. If that's what you're in it for. And number 3 is, if you're going to collect broadly like I am, you realize that the most common thing you're going to find is starter decks. You're going to find a lot of starter decks. That's obvious. That's the rule. You're going to find some basic ass sets. If you want to go further than that, you're going to have to start searching. Again, it depends on what you're going for. For me, Vitesse is super difficult to find anything other than singles, which is fine now because I've got a base to build off of, and I have something specific in mind. I'm collecting for Wizards of the Coast era, so everything up from the, not including Jihad though, because I don't want Jihad cards on, because I'm not going to use card sleeves, as likely as not anyway, or at least I can't be bothered to go and buy loads of card sleeves that are all the wrong sizes for most of my other card games. So at the moment I'm playing them, using them without the card sleeves, and I don't want Jihad cards and Vampire cards. Also, the Jihad cards are basically the same to the Vampire Unlimited set, and I can get the Unlimited base set, so that's fine. So you know what you're going to try and buy. You're going to end up getting a lot of starter decks. If you can find more cards, that's great, and build off of that. If you're looking for a lot of different card games, know that there are a lot of different card games. Do the research. Go on YouTube. People will have uploaded videos about the trading card game. The one that annoys me the most is Dune CCG, because I really like the look of it, and it sounds kind of cool and different. Kind of sounding like a V-test, but with the Dune thing, like a theme going on. Where the ultimate game is not strictly, the ultimate aim of the game is not strictly speaking to wipe out your opponent. But in saying that, there's like no gameplay videos at all. Even Vampire has some, so you know that's a thing. If you're looking at it from the perspective of, is this valuable, then yeah, sure, there are loads of card games out there that people spend lots of money on. I spent 90 quid on a Vampire set, and I'm going to spend more on that game because I love it so much. I want to have a good card pool to play off of. So if you're looking at it from the perspective of, can I sell this on for more money? Shame on you, because you ruined my hobby to a degree. Yeah, get out. But also, yes, like there's a lot of value in these cards. Sometimes, again, it depends on what you're doing. So research, find out what you want. At the end of the day, remember, it's your thing. It's your hobby. Do whatever you want. I'm not going to dictate to you what to do. I'm just trying to, obviously, a beginner's guide. So make of it what you want it to be. Do you want to just collect for the one game? Are you just interested in Babylon 5 that much that you want to collect the CCG? Fair enough. There's enough of them on there that you can easily get on with your day and then get loads of cards and have fun with your friends. Or if you're weird like me, you're going to go out and sample a lot of different ones because I really just love the games, but like I'm not good at any of them, so at least I can be good at all of them. Again, that's kind of your thing. So eBay is your friend. So is Wikipedia. So is so many other things. So just go with whatever you like. At the end of the day, that's just a guide. Should you bother collecting CCGs then that are old and dead? Absolutely you should. They're so great, it's like an untapped gold mine. In this era where like video game collecting has kind of become so normal, it's such a common thing to do, to just go out and buy video games and just have old ones, then CCGs is still kind of an untapped potential market. It's not oversaturated, it's exciting, you know, it's not a place where I say this more from my interest point. Like, it's interesting to find out about an old CCG, whereas you have to sort of like do that research. You feel almost like you're finding out something that very little people know about, and it's exciting to share that with Joe and Adam and Dylan, because I can show them and I can be like, look, this is a really awesome thing that like hardly anyone knows about. You guys are in on something cool here, and it's fun as fuck. It's the same kind of thing with like collecting video games. Like when I started out that researching about like the Amiga and my PlayStation and my Xbox and all these old things, and trying to find out, like, obviously the Xbox and PlayStation aren't strictly speaking old, but you know what I mean. It's like to go out and find out about the Atari Jaguar, about my Mega CD and the 32X, and to find one and be like, oh, so exciting. That is what excites me the most about this, is and the great gameplay and the way that they're just so different. So it's a really fun hobby to get into, and if you're going to get into it, there's so many options for you, from like £5 games where you can get like a fat bundle of cards to the expensive games which are going to require some dedication and time and patience to build up that perfect set to take to your friends and say, we're going to have a fucking weekend of awesome Vampire the Eternal Struggle or Dune or whatever have you. Type it on Wikipedia, there's a huge list of old trading card games, and obviously new ones, so they're sprinkled in too. But if you have a look, there's a huge list. Go and have a look at that if you're interested enough, and there will be so many there. Or just type in old CCGs, like OOP CCG on eBay, and go and find out what's there. So thanks very much for watching this video. That was certainly a journey, and hopefully this is a helpful introductory guide to collecting dead and old CCGs. So if you'd like to like it, so I know that you like this video, and if you want to share any experiences with collecting down in the comment section below, that'll be fantastic. But if not, thank you very much, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.